Well, we're definitely not looking at something earth-shattering across the country. If anything, a bit of a quiet streak, but I don't think it's going to last, and it's not quiet everywhere. We've got a really strong storm that's moving into parts of the Pacific Northwest right now, and look at this, another one out at sea right now. This is going to bring a lot of rain and snow and some really unsettled weather as we head into the next several days across the west. So we're going to look at that, plus we're going to talk about the warmth in the east that I don't know is going to last. We do have some cold air moving in, some colder air at least by the time we get into Thursday. That could bring some rain showers to the east, also some snow showers. Another warm up across the west, and then we're watching this bowling ball of cold air across Southern California. This could bring some severe weather into parts of Texas, maybe Oklahoma, Kansas. I think it's something to watch, and then a more impressive system as we head into next week. I think this would be the big storm to watch over the coming 6 to 8 days, at least especially forecasting-wise. Does something develop? Do we get a really strong storm? And do we get our first widespread severe weather outbreak of the year? I don't know, but this is something I think you got to watch in the coming days. Let's talk about the sensible weather over the next couple of days here and into next week. Kind of quiet, relatively quiet on Tuesday. I'm going to back it up and show you the showers that we're seeing today across the Great Lakes. Again, big wind across the Pacific Northwest. I saw that there were some trees down on I-90. So big problems here. Heavy snow into the mountains too. That does start to improve as we head into tonight. Across the Northeast, some rain and snow showers here and a few light showers moving through parts of Minnesota and North Dakota into Illinois, eventually into Michigan. And it could be cold enough for some snow mixing in into parts of northern Wisconsin, also into parts of Michigan. Don't expect a lot out of this. Certainly not a lot of moisture to work with, but maybe enough if you've got a lot of salt on the roads to wash some of that off. I don't know. It's not going to be a heavy rain, so don't get too excited about that. Probably just enough to make you have to wash your car again. All right, now as we head into Thursday, some colder air starting to dig in here into the northern plains, also the Great Lakes, with some showers associated with a front that's going to be swinging through. A few showers maybe into Texas, and this front and this weak trough is going to bring some rain and snow into the Northeast. Parts of northern Massachusetts into Vermont and New Hampshire, we're going to see some snow out of this. Doesn't look like a tremendous storm by any stretch. And then we're watching another clipper system diving out of Saskatchewan and Manitoba that starts to dive off to the south and east. This is going to bring a stripe of snow, not just to parts of Canada, but it's going to slip south. Maybe the UP of Michigan getting some snow out of this. Most of this, though, at least the snow north of the Great Lakes into southern parts of Ontario. And then it moves into the Northeast. Behind this, some colder air. This is going to be a little bit chillier as we head into the weekend, so we say goodbye to the really warm temperatures as some colder air builds in from Canada. Now we're looking at our system across the west. This is going to bring a tremendous amount of wind, rain, and it looks like some snow to me late in the weekend and into early next week. This is where it could get really active. Surface low pressure developing on the lee side of the Rockies. Now you've got good southerly flow out ahead of this, a lot of moisture, a lot of warm air, cold air coming in behind it. Now do you end up with some sort of severe outbreak? Again, to be determined. We'll be tracking that. The GFS telling a bit of a different story as we head into next week. It doesn't want to really develop some type of big storm, so still quite a bit of time to go before we iron that out. Snow over the next couple of days through Wednesday into night into Thursday. Again, some snow falling during the day Wednesday across parts of Wisconsin and in Michigan, a couple of inches in a few spots. And then as we head into Friday and Saturday, a more significant system could bring some heavier snow into northern parts of Michigan. This is the GFS. It's a little bit heavier with that snow than in the European that I showed you. So still, winter holding on across these areas. Across the Pacific Northwest, we've already seen just a tremendous amount of rain and snow here. Some of that starting to settle down, but still maybe a foot or two into the mountains. There's the rain we're seeing today into the Northeast that will continue to push off to the east. Some snow into the mountains, strong low pressure developing off the coast. It'll be a little bit windy here too. Otherwise, we're dry from the mid-Atlantic back into Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee. Beautiful weather here into West Virginia, down into the Carolinas, even into Georgia. Some rain showers, though, start to creep in on Wednesday morning, and there's that snow on the northern side of that into Wisconsin, also into Michigan. And then we'll continue to see that push off to the east with a few rain and snow showers, especially into parts of Pennsylvania and Ohio. Some beautiful weather, though. I mean, we've got a bit of a warm up here. Temperatures on the way up. Some snow, though, across northern parts of New England. Again, into Massachusetts. Watch these areas, but we're looking at a rain here from New Jersey all the way down into the Delmarva, and then rain showers pulling in into Virginia, North Carolina as we move into Thursday. Drier weather for the eastern seaboard, but behind this, the cold air, the blustery conditions, the rain and snow showers will pick up into the mountains here, and that will continue into Friday. And now we've got cold, blustery northwest winds. Temperatures on the way back down. Don't get used to these warm temperatures. We're going to go back down, and then we're going to ride back up a little bit heading into Saturday. But another system's going to come through this region. This trough here, I think, is going to bring some colder air back into the east. So, unfortunately, if you're hoping for an early spring, Saturday and Sunday, this weekend looking kind of gross with cold weather sticking around. Spring is right around the corner, though. Look at these temperatures. Pretty nice, right? We've talked a lot about the numbers. Today, highs in the mid-60s to 70s across the south, even parts of New Jersey into the Delmarva, looking at upper 50s to low 60s, still holding on to the 30s into the far northeast. Temperatures heading into tomorrow morning, I mean, not bad, right? We can handle this for late February. 20s and 30s. Really cold, though, up into Ontario, though. Even that cold here starts to scour out just a little bit. Another warm day across the Tennessee Valley, back into the 70s, and places like Mississippi, Alabama, probably into the mid-70s. So nice early spring conditions here. And then our cold front starts to work to the east as we head into Thursday, and you can see that colder air pushing to the south, but not too bad. We're back into the 40s and 30s here from the mid-Atlantic, from New York City back to Pennsylvania, but up into northern New England, teens and single digits. That really cold Arctic air is going to be concentrated across Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. Temperatures dropping below zero heading into early Saturday morning, it looks like anyway. And then a bit of a warm-up on Saturday ahead of our next cold blast. That's going to move into pretty much everywhere here in the east. So it's going to push all the way into the south. Your high temperatures on Saturday struggle to get out of the 30s and 40s as far south as North Carolina. Maybe not getting above freezing north of this line. So some cold air on the way this weekend, but we'll eventually warm up. Spring will come eventually. Across the central plains, the northern plains, the southern plains, all the way to the Canadian border. Just a few showers moving across, again, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and then into Missouri. Texas looking pretty nice. Just a few showers here. Kansas, dry, up to Nebraska, South Dakota. Looking pretty good, at least through Friday and Saturday, maybe even into Sunday. Now, here comes that upper low that's going to start to influence our weather as we head into Sunday. First in New Mexico and Colorado. That could bring some heavy snow into the mountains. And then this moves east. There could be some severe weather out ahead of this as we head into Sunday and Monday. That is definitely something to keep an eye on. And then, of course, the bigger system behind that. Beautiful temperatures today into the mid-60s to upper 60s, maybe even 70 into southern parts of South Dakota, over into Iowa. Not too bad. I mean, we're starting to warm up some here. We're back up into the 40s and 50s, and low temperatures not too bad at night either, considering we were well below zero about a week ago. Colder air, though, does start to push to the south, so temperatures get kicked back a little bit. Instead of the upper 60s and 70s, we're back into the upper 50s by Thursday across Nebraska and Iowa. And then the cold air really kind of gets pushed to the east. We're looking fairly mild here across the southern plains heading into the weekend, so not bad. Across the Pacific Northwest, again, our storm starts to settle down. We're already watching the next one that's going to move into Southern California with some heavy rain and snow possible out of this. Still, I don't know how strong this is going to be, but you get these upper lows. You get a lot of instability, so could be something to keep an eye on. Snow levels come down with some rain and snow also into the Four Corner states, and that moves east. And this is the more powerful storm that might kick out into the plains heading into next week, moving into the west with some rain and snow in many of these areas. All right, guys, that's all I've got on this Tuesday. Thanks for watching. If you're brand new, you made it this far, I hope you'll come back and subscribe. Appreciate you all watching. Have a great one. See you next time.